Okay, this is chapter number 5. This is merchandising operations, and this again is an overview of our objectives. In a merchandising business, unlike the earlier chapters we've had, in a merchandising business you sell a product. You sell inventory. Inventory and merchandise are the same thing. In the earlier chapters we were selling a service. So because this chapter is a merchandising business, we have to have a different account. We're going to have an account for inventory. Inventory is going to be an asset, and we have to account for that. Now there are two ways to account for inventory. One is a periodic method, and one is a perpetual method. The periodic method was the method used primarily by businesses up till about 20-25 years ago. And something happened 20-25 years ago that allowed businesses to shift from a periodic inventory method to a perpetual inventory method. And you might think, well, what was that? Well, it was computerization and barcodes. What companies can do now is they can scan the inventory when it comes in, and they can scan the inventory when it goes out, when it's sold. So they know at all times what they have in inventory. So the difference between the periodic and perpetual inventory system is as follows. A periodic inventory system only shows you what inventory you have at the end of the period when you take a physical count, because you are not accounting for inventory coming in and inventory going out. The perpetual inventory accounts for everything that comes in and everything that goes out. So at any point in time, you can look up on your computer under the account inventory, and you can say, well, this is what I have. And you've been shopping before, and you know, you go to a store, they say, I don't have that, but they look in their computer base, and they say, oh, that's over at Bellevue, or downtown Seattle, or in Puyallup. And so that is a perpetual inventory system there. We will be using the perpetual inventory system. In addition, the second objective in this particular chapter is going to be understanding how to journalize the purchase and sale of inventory. So when you buy inventory, you need to know how to account for that. You need to know how to account for if you return any of that inventory. Also, we're going to find out there's going to be something called a cash discount. 210, net 30, or net 60. Those terms are as creative as you want to be. We will need to know what those terms represent and how to account and journalize those. Also, when you sell your goods, how to account for the sale of goods. Also, how to account for when somebody returns the goods to you. And lastly, how you account for that individual paying you. There's another area here that we need to know how to account for, how to journalize, and that is if you pay the freight or if somebody else pays the freight. There are going to be some terms, FOB shipment point, FOB destination, and we will need to know those items. So those are going to be the objectives in this chapter. Understanding the difference between periodic and perpetual, that's the first objective, and journalizing all of the different transactions, buying, returning, paying for goods, selling, customer returns, customer pays, and how to account for freight. That's chapter number 5.